Alright, guys. Well, I am definitely no plumber. And I'm about to do some plumbing. I spent an hour and 20 minutes in the aisles at Menards going over my. Yeah, check that out. That's state of the art design right there. So if anybody's wanting me to design their RO setup and plumb it, let me know. I'm an expert. So we're gonna start. Ben, I don't have any of the lights up in here yet. So once again, you guys are getting some of the finest video quality on YouTube today. So anyway, Ben came over, helped me with this. We did one plug for right now, which is really working out, just to give me some light over here. And put in this sub panel. A lot of them breakers aren't even used right now. They're there ready to go. All of these, as a matter of fact. Because what I'm going to do is obviously have a light switch here for lights. I'm going to put probably an outlet here, but on the outside I'm going to put 4 outlets there and 4 outlets here on this side on the out, because I have that heat tape just in case. I shouldn't need it this year the way I'm doing everything. I'm going 1.5 inch pipe from the outside. There's a quick disconnect on that, and I have quite a bit of fall. It's more than 2%. It's probably 8% fall from the tank outside to in here. And then this is going to be a backup pump that's going to pump it's going to filter and pump raw sap if I need to just put it right in the tank. Say I need to get caught up or whatever. But I plan on using the RO to obviously pull the sap, transfer everything over into the tanks, because I'm probably going to do for sure at least one pass. This is rated for 220 gallons an hour evaporation rate, and this is rated for 250. That's not squeezing it very, very hard though. So what I'm going to try to do is start this in the mornings, get this tank full, which I'm pretty certain that is a 400 gallon tank. I gotta try to look it up. It doesn't say the gallons, it just says the model and the brand. But I'm pretty certain that's a 400 gallon tank. At least 350. So that should be an hour and a half, 2 hours of boiling. And the theory is to get that filled, and then once that's full, you can turn this on, and this should be able to keep up. But just in case it can't or whatever, I will have the valves and everything where I can shut and then just put raw sap into there if I have to, or whatever, just for emergencies. Or maybe there's a run where we don't have enough to RO and to fire up, so we'll just bypass the RO and go right into the tank anyway. So just getting options, guys. There's a lot of ways you can do this. I'm just going to do it to what made sense for me. I'm sure any professional plumbers are going to be shaking their heads at this, but it's going to work, and it's what I want. Set up your sugar bushes the way you want, or it makes sense to you. Like I said, I don't really think there's a wrong way to do this. So one thing I did do from last year, let me see if the tank's sitting right over here. It is. So that is the tank that came with the RO. And there's about an inch lip on the inside of that tank to where you can't get all the soap out. And then there's obviously a lip here. So you never quite get all of the soap out. I didn't like it. It was kind of a pain in the butt. So you had to really rinse it good and all this yada yada. So I got online and purchased this that mounts on the wall. Let's see here. This mounts on the wall, and it's a cone tank. So everything's going to come out of that. I'm going to drill a hole here on the top. I'll show you guys all that. I'm getting ahead of myself. But that's going to go on the wall right next to the RO. So everything is going to be right here, and everything is going to be just turning valves to switch to where I want it to go to the permeate tanks. Both of those are going to be permeate. I want to have one extra for washing, rinsing, for flushing this out, whatever. And then I'm actually going to probably have some more sitting outside that I'll plumb outside and everything. But this is to get going right now. The rest will happen with time. So here we go. I'm going to start down here at the bottom. I think it makes the most sense. So we're going to start here. All right, got the first little part done. I'll show you guys how that looks. Okay, so that's going to go out and over to both of those tanks for the permeate to come in through. That's where the sap's going to come in through, and that's going to be the wash tank. Some of you are probably already wondering why I have the barbs on the end. I'm going to put this clear hose in there, about a foot of it, in between to connect everything, so this piece is still movable, so I can unhook it from the RO and put this inside my heated room at night if I need to. Alright guys, I got in a rhythm, so I stuck with it. Sap coming in here. Once again, I did this so I can move this and unhook it from there, and I did a hose from here to here, disconnect it so I can roll that out. Got the micro screen there, filter. This sap will be obviously filtered down there as well. Got the wash tank, comes right into there. Permeate. Now we got to work on the manifolds up here that these are going to go to. This is concentrate and permeate. So that runs behind these tanks to over here, and I got this filter housing and all that. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do all this yet because the sap's going to come in from there. But I got that run to right there. So I think I'm going to call it a night. It's hang on, 1:15 a.m. So I'm calling it. Continue this later. A little tired, but we're getting there. I'm really happy with how this is turning out. This is going to be nice. All right, thanks for watching, guys. See you tomorrow. All right, guys, we're back. Worked till like 1:30 or something in the morning the other night, and I had forgot to get a couple of these crosses for the manifolds, so I had to go get those today. But we're going to get back working on this. This will go to the wash tank. This will go to the bulk tank right here that feeds the evaporator. This one will go to the drain. This is concentrate side, and then I'm going to make the same thing for the permeate side. And what I did, just so there's never any confusion, I made it to where you can't hook up the concentrate or the permeate wrong. I got a male and female on this side, so the male obviously can only go into the female and vice versa. That way there's no mix up where I'm running the concentrate into the permeate tanks or whatever. Just one less thing you have to really worry about messing up. All right, guys, making progress. So this obviously is for the wash cycle. Turn both those two on and they recirculate into the tank through. Still got to hook that one up. I had problem with the threads on this were messed up, and it's different thread for some reason. If you look right here, it's supposed to be just pipe thread. The other one was. This one's not, so I gotta look into that. So I'm taking this back, figure that out. But other than that, now all I have left to do, I'll show you this over here. So sap comes in through here, it'll get filtered, and then this is pump to pump raw sap through if I want to bypass the RO. But if I'm running the RO, I'll just turn this valve, and then now it's coming through there, right down through, right to the RO. But everything's getting filtered regardless. So now I'm going to work on going up and over with that to the tank, and then same with the concentrate up and over, and then the permeate over to these two tanks. Then we're done. Alright guys, here it is. Pretty much done. So you can see where the sap's going to come in right there on the wall. It's going to come in here, go into the RO. Got the permeate hooked up, just to show you guys. That's going to be unhooked most of the time and just kind of set up in there. Only time I'll hook that up is for doing the membrane rinses and stuff. So we got the wash tank right here, and that's all together. So this would be the concentrate side. You can see it goes up and over to the tank. This is the permeate side. Comes over, down, and into these tanks. And then if I want to fill the wash tank with permeate, all I have to do is turn that valve right there. Everything's on valves, guys. So you can see this one here and this one here are connected. That's the drain. So when I'm doing the membrane rinse, those two valves are going to be on, and everything else is going to be closed. So pretty happy with it. I'm definitely no plumber, so I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Over here, that comes from the sap tank outside. The sap will get filtered right there, and then I can turn this one on just like it is, and that is the RO running that. Or I can turn that off, turn this valve on and that valve on, and I can just pump in raw sap through that line right there. So pretty happy. Like I said, I am no plumber. This is really my first plumbing experience, I guess you would say. So pretty happy how it turned out. I'm sure there's a couple of different ways it could have been done, but I did it how it made sense to me, and pretty happy with it. I got to finish running this one out. Got to get a little bit longer section, join it together, and then I think I'm going to put a quick connect banjo fitting out there, and that way I can actually, put this in tanks and take it and dump it somewhere else, or just run it down the drain. So I can connect it and run it down this wall right here to the drain, which I probably will do. But like I said, if these two permeate tanks are full and I want to be able to pump that permeate out to a tank for washing or rinsing lines or whatever, I want to be able to use this. So that's why I'm going to put a quick disconnect on that outside. Well guys, here we go. Thanks for watching.